Can I complete the full PS3 Essentials set? 217 games, 14 different countries, just 2 games left to go. Let's recap the journey so far. Hello YouTube, N64 here. In this episode we're going to go into my PS3 Essentials collection, take a closer look at it all now that we're really close to the full set, talk about what's remaining, talk about what I have brought in, the story, where some of the games have come from, and just recap on the journey really. Hopefully it'll be informative to you guys and help you guys, and it'll be a future reference for me to look back on and say, you know, that's where I was at that point in time. What kind of provoked this was that someone commented on my Gameroom tour and they said I sort of raced through the Essentials and they didn't have time to sort of have a look at what was on the shelf in more detail. So I just kind of wanted to bring that to the channel for that reason as well. So there is just one pickup with regards to Essentials this week. DragonAge Origins, I did already have for this. Again, I bought it in that big bundle. Surprise, surprise, it was foreign. Italian, I believe, or Spanish. And yeah, so it was sealed, but I had to replace it. And it's taken me a while to find this. I know some people have found it in CEX. Some of you may have yourselves, but it's just kind of evaded me. Not found it in CEX, not found it online for a good price. I think there was one in somewhere like Lithuania, but it ended up being about 36 quid posted. I didn't really want to pay that. In the end, a nice guy who was going for the full set, I think he was only 2 off the full set himself, decided to sell up. He's in the middle of selling all his games, and I just decided to buy it off him. It wasn't cheap, it was 25 plus post, so 28. Just pleased to get that issue out of the way really. It's another English one in, and that list is now dwindling. However, I did come across some other issues I wasn't aware about in my set, and I'll go through those when we get to them. Bit annoying really, but hopefully they're relatively easy fixes. And yeah, just happy to get another English one in. It's fully complete with manual and extra paperwork, correct disc, and it's English, so we can put that on the shelf, pride of place. Another issue taken out and addressed, and we are getting ever closer to that end goal of full PS3 Essentials set, English where possible, correct discs where possible. And yeah, before we get into it then, before we take you off the tripod and go through that, I just want to do a giveaway. So I've still got some of these Crysis 2s knocking around. I bought a crate of sealed ones, sold a fair few of them. I've got my money back now, so I can afford to give some away. So if you're interested in winning Crysis 2, brand new and official PS3 sealed, English, then all you got to do is be subscribed to the channel, like this video, and put Crysis baby in the comments. Crysis baby, Crysis with a Y, and yes, you'll be in with a chance of winning this. We'll announce the winner on next Sunday's video, so good luck with that, and if you're entering, and yeah, get involved. So yeah, without further ado then, I'll take you off the tripod and we'll go through the Essentials then. Right then, so let's get into it then. So I've roughly been going for the full set of PS3 Essentials about 6 months-ish. I did have a handful before, not many, less than 20, which probably goes back to the start of 2025, but committing to the full set, it was about June-ish last year. I don't know, there'll be a video on the channel where it's sort of apparent that I started up in the ante with them. And then of course I did buy a big bundle of around 150 games, but there was a lot of overlap with what I already had, more than what I anticipated really. I didn't fully vet the situation. Not only that, there was a huge amount that were foreign, which I've had to replace, which, you know, it's not a bad thing because I haven't really lost money on anything that I've sold from that. A lot of the prices were very fair, but within there were some gems, which I'll kind of highlight as I go through, which I haven't had the stress of finding myself. And yeah, I've just enjoyed the journey because it's been a big learning curve. And even though I've had that leg up, really I've done a lot of hard work myself. There was a lot of hard games missing anyway, and then I've had to replace a lot. So really that leg up wasn't all that much. But yeah, let's just get into it then. So Ace Combat, that's a difficult one to find in English. Added that myself recently, got it off eBay. I'm not going to get that one out because it's quite fiddly to get at. But yeah, hard one to find in English really. So many of the Essentials, they are available in the UK like this, but they're just don't seem to have sold that many. They're quite hard to come by. I don't know if it's just a combination of hard to come by and a lot of people are collecting these at the moment. It just seems to be the way with some of them. So I'll try not to keep swaying because I know some of you want to look at these. But yeah, just one of those games really. And there's quite a few like that in the Essentials library where they're just hard to come across. So Spider-Man, I found this one in CEX. I did already have it, but this was nice to find because it was a condition upgrade on the one that I had. And it always feels like a win when you find something in the wild. Like, you know, we don't always want to just buy things off eBay as collectors. We want memories attached to it, and it's just the fun of, you know, going out there and grabbing something. And not just that, there is essentially an Essentials tax on these now, which people have talked about in the past coming, and it was only a matter of time once the hype started kicking in really. And you can see that with the way some prices are going lately, with eBay auctions and or buy it now prices. But yeah, got some, this one, like Avatar, I found this in my local CEX before I started going for the full set, and it was like £2.50 game. I think I've still got the receipt in it, so let's just have a look. There you go, I've got the receipt in here. Let's see what I paid for it. Avatar the game, yeah, £2.50. I got it from my local CEX, and it's just a hard one to find. It's just, I don't know whether it didn't sell much in the Essentials range. But yeah, fully complete, correct disc and manual. That's what you call a win. But if you want to buy that yourself now, go and have a look on eBay. I bet there's none on there. And, you know, you've got to wait for one to come along, and then it won't be £2.50 because that won't even cover the postage. So it's just, you know, we've all got these stories. And like I said, I've overpaid for DragonAge Origins, where somebody got it from CEX for £4 or whatever, but they wouldn't have had Avatar for £2.50. So, you know, it all nets off in the end. Battlefield 4, so the guy I bought the big bundle off, he found this in a charity shop about a month after I bought the bundle off him. His Battlefield 4 that he originally sold me in the bundle was foreign, but this was nice in English, so I had it off him. Of course, he wanted to make a little bit on it, and I think I ended up paying about £30 for that. It's a lot for a Battlefield game, but it's very hard to find. And the way I see it, I'll just get my cost down, doing some buying and selling. Bayonetta, that was in the bundle, and that is English, and that's a tough one to find. So that was one of the good ones he had in the big bundle that was worth getting. I think he priced that very fairly as well. This one's difficult to find. This is brand new and sealed, although the seal's damaged a little bit. Bioshock Infinite. Yeah, tough one to find in English, that. So I think that cost a little bit as well. Can't remember now, maybe like £45 or something. It was quite expensive, but I don't regret it because you don't see them come up in it. You don't see them come up in English very often. Borderlands 2, this is an exclusive, so this is brand new and PS3 sealed, and my friend Hassan got it really cheap for me. Can't remember now, but it's about €8 or something like that. So obviously it's not English, but it didn't get an English release in the Essentials range. Brothers in Arms, this was from Poland, you know. Tough one to find in English. And there's so many games here in this set that from all around sort of Europe, going as far as South Africa as well. It's just been a pleasurable journey of discovery, and you look at it all together and think where all these games have come from. It's astonishing, really. Call of Juarez, Bound in Blood. I think I got this from Belgium, or no, that was my original copy. No, this one we got from another country, possibly Portugal, I think, and it's in English. I'm still missing Call of Juarez, The Cartel. It's one of the top 3 most difficult games to find in the Essentials range. One that sold on eBay for over £300, and I missed out on it. So, gonna have to keep hunting another one. And yeah, some good games in here. Dirt Showdown, that's an exclusive, so that's foreign. You can find it in around Europe. I think this one's French because it's got a PEGI rating on it, yeah. I have got, so this is Dishonored, this is a foreign one. I've got a English replacement for this coming from, Hassan got it for me from Sweden, I think. So, another country to add. I've had games come from Sweden. I think I got my English Crysis free from Sweden. So we've definitely had a good chunk of games from Sweden. All right, so what else have we got here? iPet and Friends, we recently got the red disc for that. It was nice to get that complete because it seemingly didn't sell the red disc in the UK, or if it did, in very small volumes, and a lot more came with a standard disc. We've got games here from like Germany. Got this F1 2013 from Germany. It didn't sell in the UK, hence it's got the USK rating. F1 2014 that I not long ago found in English via Hassan. Well, Hassan found it for me, top bloke. Found me an English one, again from Portugal, I think. Farming Simulator, I got this from Poland. Very difficult to find. It's English. I don't even think this sold in the UK in the Essentials range. We've got all the FIFAs. Now, this is what I was talking about. So, FIFA 14 I had in the bundle and it was sealed, but it wasn't official PS3 sealed. So I opened it out of interest the other day. What about that? If it's not official seal, make sure you open it and check, because it's been resealed and it hasn't got the right disc. So that's another issue that I've added onto my sheet now as one that I'm going to need to address. So unfortunately, that one is another new issue that I need to tackle. I'm incredibly fussy, and I also noticed that this FIFA 15, very English, but it doesn't have a holographic sticker on. So this has had a case transplant at some point. Maybe the other case got wrecked, or the original case, but the person didn't move the holographic sticker. I know it's just such a trivial thing, but the FIFA game should have a holographic sticker on, like this. So it's something that I'm going to have to replace on FIFA 15. Bit annoying, really. And that takes us to FIFA 17, all the way from South Africa. And a very difficult one to come by. One has just sold for 280 on eBay that somebody was selling up on auction. So I paid nowhere near that. So it makes it refreshing to know that you've got it in your set. And FIFA 18, which is a tough find as well, from Germany, an exclusive. Didn't sell in any other country, I don't think. Though I think people have found him in Austria, so potentially can be found there, but certainly German language and not available in the UK unless you come across a seller selling up like in recent times. So that FIFA 17, somebody wouldn't have had the headache of having to go and find someone in South Africa or import it from South Africa, but they're having to pay a premium for the luxury of that. That Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories only is a tough one to find, this one's brand new and sealed. That was in the bundle, and it was one of the standout games in the bundle when I bought this. I was just delighted to see that in there, because really not an easy one at all. Grid 2, this is really hard to find. I was of the view that this didn't sell in English in Europe, because I had to go to South Africa to get my copy, complete with a red disc. All the copies you see in Europe are German with a standard disc, but apparently a friend did find one in the UK, so must be extremely rare. But I was just delighted to get mine from South Africa because, well, it's just a really hard one to find, and I didn't want a German one because I knew English was available, and I certainly didn't want a German one with a standard disc and to be happy with that. So yeah, win-win with that copy. Heavenly Sword, I found this in CEX and it was absolutely smoke stained. It was really rough and it was about £4. It's not something I typically pick up, but I looked on eBay and I couldn't find one anywhere, so I bought it for £4. There's a receipt there. And yeah, not long later I found this one in Sweden on Tradera, and it was about £16 posted. So I bought that one, which is the copy you see now. And then I sold the smoky one because it's a hard game to come by. I sold that for £20 plus post. So now this one is free and it's a condition upgrade. So I've talked about it on the channel before, like how I built my N64 collection. It's the same with this. It's just smart transactions like that. Because it's an expensive journey, this. So anyone can say, oh, well, you're just being a reseller and all this. Just playing the game, because it's an expensive journey. So if I can pull off the odd game off the shelf and say that didn't cost me anything, I'm about that. And, you know, I think everyone else, most people would be doing stuff like that, really, because it's an expensive journey. Kane and Lynch, I think this owes me about 28, because we found it in Austria, and my friend Hassan bought it, and it helped that he speaks German to sort of liaise with the guy. And he bank transferred, apparently, so big leap of faith, a bit similar to my story with FIFA 17. And yeah, it's again, it's an exclusive German. Tough to come by, but obviously it can be found in Austria as well. This one was actually about 18, but we had to buy a second copy for the manual, because it didn't come with the manual. So yeah, either way, £28 for that is a great price. I know one sold for a insane £150 recently, so to put it in perspective, super happy to have that for the price I did. This is a bit of an awkward shelf, because there's not as much of a gap here. The billy's not designed very well in terms of spacing out the games that I've got, PS1, PS2. That all fits good, and then this shelf is just like a bit of a stinker, really, so I'm not going to pull anything out off that. But there's some good games in here that are hard to find in English. Mafia 2, Max Payne 3, Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor is all the way from South Africa as well. I had to call on my friend Devon for that. That was in my last 5. There's games that are difficult to find red discs for, like Little Big Planet Karting, which I've got the red disc for. Move Fitness, which I have a red disc coming from Europe. And yeah, a lot of games here that didn't sell in English in the UK, or didn't sell in the UK in the Essentials range. So I've had to, you know, use my contacts and friends like Hassan, like the Pirate Warriors games. Convinced they didn't sell in the UK in the Essentials range. Both of these are English, but we've had to get them from around Europe. Prince of Persia games as well. PES 14 down there is foreign, but it did sell in English in Romania, and hopefully I have an update coming to the channel soon, because I made a friend in Romania randomly, and he's helped me grab Pro Evo 2014 and Sports Champions 2, which are just either not available in the UK or ridiculously hard to find. I think just not available, and in the Essentials range. So yeah, hopefully got that update coming to the channel soon. There's games in here, Resident Evil 6 from Portugal. Really hard to find that one. Resident Evil Revelations 2, this is on my list to find in English, but it's really hard to find at all, never mind English. I showed that on the channel recently. Just delighted to have a copy of it, but it is one on that list to find in English one day, really. I mean, the first one, Revelations, that's not easy to find either. That is English, but yeah. It's a tricky set to go for. You look at this on paper and you think it's really, oh, you could find all that in CEX, but literally not the case, because people are collecting them now, and then a lot of them just didn't sell in the UK, you know? But it adds to the charm of collecting it. It makes you want to collect it more, because when you bring them all together, it's like, wow. These are from so many countries that I haven't even named all of them. I've had games from Italy, Portugal, Poland, Slovakia, Sweden, some to come from Romania, South Africa, I don't know if I've said Germany, France. Yeah, so many countries, really. It's really crazy. Sorcery is an interesting one. It's the only one known, or currently known at least, to not have an Essentials disc. I do plan to buy a sealed, official PS3 sealed one day and open it just to check and hope that I get a later print run with an Essentials disc. But I don't think it will have, really. I think that's just one that possibly never got an Essentials disc, sadly, because I've never seen one. Viking, that's from Poland, that's a rare one. Virtua Tennis 4. This was from Belgium. Didn't mention that country. My friend in Belgium got me this. English. Very hard English game to find. Again, it's complete with the correct disc. Just a tough one to find. Supremely confident that that didn't sell in the UK. Just a real tough one to find. I'm working on WWE 12. This is German, but this can be found in countries like Estonia. A friend of the channel and viewer, Stu, he has an English copy that he sourced from Estonia. I think it can be found in Turkey as well. So I'm hopefully working on that, because I'd love to add Turkey onto the list of countries where all these games have come from. And yeah, that's pretty much it. 219 games in total. I'm 3 off the full set. I've actually got one of those now and I had to pay through the nose for it. That'll be coming to a future episode. I want to vlog my way through and complete the game in the episode where I bring it to you, because if I'm going to pay big money for a game, I'm sure as hell going to play it and I'm going to complete it as well. So I just want to do it all in one go on an episode on the channel. So I'm down to 2 now for the full set. And I've already mentioned one, Call of the Juarez, the Cartel. And the other one would be in this section down here somewhere. And it's the hardest one to find, so yeah, that's Remember Me. I actually have a standard copy of that. I thought I'd bought an essential, but it was a misleading sales post, but I've kept it as a reminder that I still need to attack that. And I'm not going to give up the hunt until I find it. Whether I do or not's another thing. I have got friends, contacts helping me look for it in countries like Russia, where it's known to have been found. And yeah, hopefully one day I can announce on the channel that I've got that. But it's going to be a lot of hard work yet. And then there's just some more issues left to address, but in terms of finding English language versions that I've talked about, but really not that many. The Resident Evil Revelations 2 is going to be the most difficult to obtain in English, I think. We're nearly there on the discs front. Obviously, FIFA 14 is a new issue that we need to attack. Just get a red disc for it, but that's just on the back burner, and hopefully we'll come across one eventually. But I'm really pleased with the progress we've made on this journey in such a short turnaround time. I know people who have been collecting years and they're only at a similar sort of stage. It's a lot tougher to do this journey when you're on your own. I've been blessed with the help from like Hassan, and before that some other help from other friends in Germany and Belgium. But yeah, we are where we are, and you know, you kind of make your own luck to an extent, don't you? And I sort of made contacts in the past, and it's paying dividends now. People that I've helped out before. Obviously, I've talked about Hassan more recently, but you know, I've got a second parcel building for him. You know, it's a bit of give and take in this game, and it's not all about me, and you do have to give something back, and I'm always prepared to. He knows that, so yeah, really happy with where we are. So there's not an awful lot else to say. If you've got any comments or questions, just fire away. I'll try and answer whatever I can. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like. It helps the channel out. And yeah, I mean, if you know where a PS3 Essentials Remember Me or Call of Juarez the Cartel is, let me know. And I look forward to bringing an update on the one that I've paid handsomely for, which was one of the remaining 3 for the full set. And yeah, I look forward to bringing that to the channel and completing the game as well, because I want to complete it and tick another game off this year. And what better than to tick off a game that I've been hunting for a while, and one that's been incredibly expensive. It's not the way I typically like to collect. I like to find them for bargains, but sometimes you have to seize the day and accept that these things don't show up too often. Sod's law, I'll see another one in a few weeks, months, and it'll be a lot cheaper, but I want to be the first to get the full PS3 Essentials set English where possible. And yeah, that's helps me in that direction. Whether I'll get there or not, it doesn't matter, but yeah, it's worth doing. I'm going to do some buying and selling to get my costs down as well, so hopefully that'll help, and I'll talk you through that process as well. So yeah, thanks for watching everyone. If you're new to the channel or a returning viewer and you're not yet subscribed, please consider doing so, it really helps me out. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you on the next one. PS3 Essentials! And yeah, it's another issue ticked off now, and that list is dwindling down of issues to resolve. But fucking hell. Just took that rubbish seal off. Moment of truth, man. No. Well, how about that? Yeah. Definitely need to replace that one, don't we? Mugged off.